sort of cleric. Or something.
Plus, you need a pair.
All right, well,
You need a pair of platinum rings that are worth 50 gold each.
No.
let's get started.
But that would be like a one-time purchase, since like it won't just disappear. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't
When
lose them.
last our noble band of adventurers left off, they got to enjoy the festivities of Florency. Even as the dust and ash began to settle, the city began to rebuild. The Tabaxi did not mourn, but spent a night of mourning for their loss, but spent the day celebrating and rejoicing in the love and companionship they provided. But soon enough, the time had come. The next stage of your adventure must begin soon. Your destination. Now, I changed the name of this city, so it's not London. It is Lenchester.
Welcome to the Linden Link.
Your destination is a kingdom to the north, at the city of Lenchester. You have a long journey that'll take you around the whole length of that's on GM layer, not on useful layer. Yeah. You have a long voyage ahead of you, sailing around the length of the continent. It will be several weeks at sea. If winds are favorable, it'll be a swift journey. But the seas can be treacherous, and the winds can be uncooperative.
Alrighty.
Medlana has offered the service of her ship to take you all wherever you need to go.
Alright. Melana is Dirk's pirate kitty friend.
Yep. Speaking of which, I need to bring my OneNote up. Silence, phone.
Silence, brand.
Silence, brand.
But yes, once you all set sail, it will be some time. There will be you'll stop at a couple smaller ports for resupply along the way, but otherwise it should be a pretty straightforward journey.
Let me just look at the world map.
Good question.
Oh wow, we're going all along the coast. Really, we're not going to. Why are we headed to? Oh, that's where the old guy, the prophet's at in London.
Manchester.
The spot where I'm pinging, is that like in the same vicinity where Nyullrin originally got nabbed?
Remind me whereabouts Nyullrin got nabbed on his return journey to his homeland, correct?
No, he went back to his homeland. He got nabbed on his return journey to the continent from Dracoy.
So, yeah, I would say somewhere around this area would be safe. The most likely port you would have gone to. You likely would have either gone to Saint Menora, or you would have gone to Verstein.
Alright, I have to ask why we're crossing the, I don't know what that strait that would be called, when we could just sail through Imperial Bay, go up the river to Corinth, and down back through Verstein, and take what seems like a much shorter trip, and much less time on the open sea.
Those rivers flow down. Many of those rivers flow downstream. and
Ah.
such, and
Plus, we're taking
many of them are.
full-on ship.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, these seem like pretty big rivers.
But that's also
But,
just that's they're big rivers, but many of them are flowing downstream, and in many places they get rather shallow.
Not deep enough for. I guess that's why you would have river boats.
Yeah, you
All
have
right.
really
Well,
And
I
plus,
suppose-
this is free.
yeah, we have some coin, but chartering a river barge might not be the best call. Besides, it's already been told to us that our enemies will be trying to stop us. So relying on transport run by someone we know we can trust is probably the safer option.
It is also worth noting that there is a supposed imposter upon the Imperial throne.
Yeah, going right through
Corinthian.
going right through Corinthian, maybe not the best idea.
misinformation.
All right. Well, fine then. If we were to do this hypothetically, I would say I would prefer for us to go on past Cavos, the forest that Cavos is in, but for personal reasons. But we gotta get the profit, and if the good captain is confident in her naval navigations, I see no reason to second guess the route she's made.
Mhm. As you all begin preparing to depart one sunny morning, a warm southerly breeze kissing your cheek as the sun rises over the bay. Your friends and allies begin say their one by one will say their farewells to you. Captain Legate Abrigella, thanks you all for the assistance. Just for the record, I'm not sure if it got added. You guys did get paid for the aid you've provided, as well as the debt the Legion owed you. You got that coin back.
Nice.
I believe you've already added the money you got from the city. Did you get the money from the Legion added yet, or do you need that?
No idea.
I don't believe we got the money from the Legion. I could be wrong though.
All right, it was 600 originally, but she upped it to 8. Apologizing, but that was about 800 gold. But that was about funds are currently spent with rebuilding, refortifying.
Yeah, no. I understand. There are expenses in the whole in rebuilding an island.
She just says that the Legion and she and her men are in all of your guys' debts. If you will ever have need of us, you need only call. We will be here for some. We have been assigned to this port for the foreseeable future. The recent attack has certainly highlighted the need for a larger garrison. We won't be leaving anytime soon.
Alrighty.
And Prince Trenton also reaffirms this as well. We shall also be staying to assist the Tabaxi and the Legion in their reconstruction efforts. We are partially to blame for this, after all. It is only right that we take it.
I find it amusing that the greatest step forward in diplomacy between the Empire and the Tritons takes place because of this crisis, but I suppose in times of war and conflict, you need stout allies.
And the same is true of us, of course, the matriarch says. Your efforts saved our city. Should you ever need our strength, we will spare what we can. We will bring our should you ever require our strength, we will bring it to bear.
All right. All right then. I guess Ahran will bow politely to the assembled people who are here to see us off and board the ship.
And with that, the huntress slips her moorings. Her sails extend, catching a strong breeze as you are pulled out to sea. The journey begins. The huntress cuts through the water, leaving a white trail behind it as it slips into the sea. The spray of salt water hangs in the air, seagulls caw overhead, and a cloudless sky expands out in all directions. You will have quite the lengthy voyage ahead of you all. How do you intend to spend your time?
Well, for starters, Ahran is going to work with Dirk to help him overcome his red sand addiction. I'm not sure what divine magic can do for drug addicts, but I imagine there's something I can do to help.
I believe
help
lesser
out.
restoration could be used.
Help minimize the effects, but for Dirk, the best course of action is being locked in the brig for just keeping him from anything.
What does the addiction count as? Is it a curse or a poison?
I think it's counted as a
curse is
I
magical.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to classify it. Part of it's mental.
Pathfinder classifies it as a disease, which tracks because they also have insanities as diseases too. So,
well,
technically,
say,
if we're going off of that ruling, technically a fucking level 1 paladin can just walk around a mental institution and just make everyone sane, but...
Lay on hands, lay on hands.
You're called there, big guy.
If Dirk allows me to take his hand, I will try and use lay on hands on him to neutralize the poison or disease. I don't know what it counts as, but...
Okay, sorry, I'm reading something real quick. Alrighty. Well, I have something, sorry, I'm reading potential ideas for drug addiction and how long it would take to get through. Alright. I would say, so from what I'm gonna have here, Dirk is going to need to roll me some constitution saves during the duration of this trip. If he passes enough of them before he reaches your next destination, he will be able to overcome his addictions.
Okay.
This is not going to be a fun trip for Dirk, as he will be dealing with a lot of withdrawal symptoms.
Yep, here goes the first one. Balls! Fucking Christ,
Dirk.
money.
is twitching pain. His body is as though it's on the biggest sugar rush ever. He cannot sit still, and he's just like like scratching his arm anxiously, and wouldn't notice as he starts cutting into his arm.
Oh, god damn it, not again.
With his claws.
Ahran, who is, trying to keep his eye on Dirk and help. He did promise he would help him with this. So he's like, hey, Dirk, stop it.
Need.
Calm yourself. Focus. Focus your mind. Focus it like how when you're trying to punch someone in the face really hard.
Looks at
The
Ahran.
image of
Not
Ahran.
me, but someone else. Something else.
Ahran slowly closes his mouth. Maybe I'll just let you work through this on your own. I'll just try and keep you from hurting yourself, though.
I imagine all my stuff's been taken from me.
Presumably, you'd have it in like a
Yeah.
lockbox or something.
Good, because I still have I still have a packet of red sand as well.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
that was.
Ahran has definitely confiscated this during the start. Like, look, you said you wanted me to help you overcome this addiction. Let's get on that. Let's do this while we have the time. So, Ahran would have taken Dirk's stuff and put it in a lockbox. Like,
Dirk's face is currently like pressed through like the metal bars. It's probably like too big, so it just like his fucking cheeks are just pushed back. His teeth are just fully out.
Ahran is a little bit uneasy about this, but
Lana would come by. Fuck.
You good?
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, just after I eat, in that one. Melana would come by, and seeing Dirk like this clearly has her. It seems to hurt her a little, but she does like reach out to him.
No.
Not like putting her hand into the cage, but just like holding it out to see for him to reach out to her.
I'm sorry, this music is so fucking unfitting.
You don't like it?
I just find it a little unfitting. You can keep it going. I just like it's become a tender moment, and then all of a sudden, da da da.
Fighting addiction music.
But yeah.
Boss music plays.
Eye of the tiger.
Dirk will just kind of like reach out.
The journey continues. And, well,
Okay.
it's not a particularly comfortable one. Flinger, I'm gonna need another one.
And before he
Oh
rolls.
shit! Fucking Christ!
Never mind.
I was gonna say, is there any magic we can use to give him an advantage on?
I was going to say that, but it's too late, I guess.
Well, no. What were you thinking of doing? Because I'm fine with him rolling again if you gave him something that could give advantage.
It's
I
not
was gonna
advantage,
say-
it's just rogue bonus.
Yeah.
Well, what were you thinking? He
um,
rolled a
if-
little too fast. I'm not gonna stop you guys from.
Yeah.
I did kind of click it as
If-
soon as he said it, so.
It's fine. If Dirk allows Nyullrin to stick around, Nyullrin would be staying very close to the. Are we having him locked up in a cell?
Yes, he will tear us apart to get the red sugar if we do not keep him in the cell. He is in there by his own volition.
Nyullrin would stay right near the cell then.
All right.
So
In that
what's the
case,
bonus?
let me just.
Equal to your
it
charisma
is-
modifier. So what's your charisma
It's
modifier?
a 4.
Plus 4?
Yes.
Alright, and that makes it at 13. Not to be meta, but Ahran, you could use Bless.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, I was going to say, would
Right.
Bless be applicable here? I'm looking at some other spells
I think it
that. Alright, then yeah, Ahran will be basically sitting there trying to amplify the divine.
pray the sickness.
I guess-
Pray the addiction away.
If we're
Yeah.
allowed to use spells, Dirk. Oh, by the way, can I like buy an item real quick and just take away money for myself? Say that I bought it before
Sure.
leaving.
Oh, what were you thinking?
Not diamond. What is it called? Platinum rings.
Yeah, you need 2 of those.
Yeah, so 100
How much
GP.
is
It's
Sure.
It says 50 GP each. Okay. In that case, if Dirk would see Nyullrin, stay near his cell, and he would feel, Nyullrin muttering, hear Nyullrin muttering a bunch of prayers and stuff, and at some point he would reach out with a platinum ring.
Should I roll that D4 real quick for Bless?
Yes, please do.
I was asking the DM.
What?
Oh.
Well,
That
congratulations,
changes it to 17, I believe.
Dirk.
16.
The DC for the first round of addiction is a 15.
I figured.
16.
So-
Let's go.
Dirk holding on to... You managed to recover from the first wave of addiction, and you have 2 more to get through.
He's currently just biting the bars, trying to focus on anything else besides the speed and the adrenaline rush.
Nyullrin
Right.
would offer you a platinum ring and say, if you put this on, it shall make your recovery much easier. I shall weather your pain together with you, and we will overcome this.
He just kind of like looks at it, takes it a bit, just like kind of, still with very shaky hands, and just kind of like looking at it. Yeah, this makes up for the one that the wizard broke. Kind of looks to you. Seems he wants to say something, but immediately just kind of like goes back to biting the bars. Alright, platinum.
This
Alright.
is good, because since we feel each other's pain, I'm gonna be feeling the addiction.
I don't think it works
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
It's, as soon as he puts on the ring, Nyullrin, every fiber of your being just suddenly twitches and is itchy and scratchy. You feel like you got pins and needles and pain, and it just like, ugh. It's miserable, and this is only half of it, correct?
A third
No,
of
we
it.
share the
Yeah.
same amount.
Oh.
No, you
Oh.
you gain resistance to all the damage.
I gain resistance.
We both do.
Yeah, and yeah, we both take resistance to all damage, but share the damage. So basically, you split the damage between 2
All right,
characters.
I will say this then: if you guys are working through it together, you get advantage on the con saves.
Real quick, for Warding Bong, while the target of your spell is within 60 feet of you, it gains a +1 bonus to AC and saving throws, and it has resistance to all damage. That does not include you.
Well, it's
So-
fine. But each time it takes damage, you take the same amount of damage. So whatever pain he's feeling, I'm feeling the exact same amount.
Cool.
Without the
for-
bonuses, which I'm fine with.
So I'm gonna keep rolling for. I need you guys to give me your next rolls with advantage. I'm gonna need to do some rolls in the background because there might be some stuff coming.
I imagine.
I will say, for the sake of gameplay, as you are within withdrawal symptoms, you'll be rolling at disadvantage on everything.
Oh my god.
Yeesh.
And you also basically have. Hang on, what's the consequence? Your movement is halved at the very least.
Fucking hell, I got like 4 points of exhaustion?
Addiction's fucked. So, yeah, hang on.
All right.
This is painful.
So
Yeah.
okay, so I take a con save with advantage +1 and a D4.
Okay,
plus 5, since you also get the
+5.
aura
Oh,
of protection together with the warding bond.
yeah. Basically, you are dealing with 4 levels of exhaustion dealing with withdrawal.
Yay!
Should I also roll?
All right. Hold on.
You don't. You're just rolling with advantage. Niall, since you're not actually addicted, you're not dealing with withdrawal. You're just feeling his pain. So you don't have to actually roll anything because you're technically not under the same effects as he is. You're just feeling what he's feeling.
Alright,
Taking red sand would not alleviate that.
rolling. Come on, roll 20. Natural 20!
Let's go!
Well, congratulations, Dirk.
Hold on, +5
Crit
plus
successes.
a
Count
D4.
for 2.
That is 3. That is 30. That's 33.
Dirk with Nyullrin beside you, helping you through it. Dirk, you feel the poison slowly, painfully leave your body. 2 weeks of it has been about 3.5, maybe 4 weeks of hell. But finally, the shaking is gone, and so is the pain.
Shit, keyboard.
Ahran will be checking over Dirk, giving a brief look over, checking his pupil for any dilation. I think you've made a remarkably speedy recovery.
Great, get your finger out of my eye.
And doing it, Lilith steps back. You don't feel anything?
I feel
No
tired.
pain, nothing?
I feel tired.
Well, I can't magic that away.
But
Some-
perhaps I
so-
can't. Melana
was
had
about to
been
say-
listening in, had been kind of subtly listening in from around the corner, and she just leans out the side and gives Dirk a little smile.
Dirk,
I was going to say, perhaps some time with with our dear captain could reinvigorate you.
Dirk,
I'll
Dirk
be in
kinda
my
s-
quarters if you need me.
Dirk kind of smiles, seeing Milana, before kind of looking away shamefully. And kind of curling his arms in on himself a bit.
Arenro is leaving the room, giving Dirk and Melana some time to talk about whatever they wish to talk about, and he is going to kind of motion for Nyullrin to follow.
You all make your.
Nyullrin will follow.
You all tuck into your various quarters. Dirk, Melana would lead you to her quarters.
Oh.
Nothing. She doesn't do anything just yet, but she does invite you in. Sits down on the couch, and pats down for you to sit next to her.
Ah, shit. Dirk will slowly make his way to the couch and just ease onto it. Kind of
She
looking at
just
his
says,
still
No, go ahead.
blood-stained hands. Yeah, he has yet to wash those off.
there would be, though it's not on the map, there would be there'd be little wash basins if he would.
Not just yet.
Alright.
It is the blood from the Sawani slaver from the sewers.
And she doesn't really say anything, but she does just kind of lean against him and just smiles soft faintly. You took a good time to come back to us. We'll be reaching our first port soon. I'm sure you're ready to get off this ship for a few minutes.
Yeah, that would be nice.
She just kind of shrugs a little as she just says, yeah, well, yeah, for any case, the later half of this journey will be far more comfortable for you. I believe.
That's good to hear. He kind of like sucks in his breath. He's like trying to struggle getting a word out. I don't say this often, but thank you for putting up with the fuck up I am.
She just kind of chuckles and just says, everyone on this ship has made mistakes. Me more than anyone else. Trust me. I'm the biggest fuck up you'll ever meet.
Yeah, but you didn't result to that. And he kind of looks to his hands again, just to gain an edge.
She kind of looks down at them before cautiously, like, reaching out to grab both of Dirk's hands. And just, like, hold them together as she just says, "You."
He does flinch when he takes her hand. She takes his hands, but doesn't really pull away.
She seems to try to say something, but doesn't seem to be able to find the words as she just goes quiet. She holds Dirk's hands a moment longer before slowly pulling away as she just looks up at the ceiling and just says, I think we're alike in a lot of ways. More than you realize, Dirk. Her hand kind of drifts to the back of her neck, right about where you saw the branding earlier. I know what it was like. I've been where you were. On the other side of the bars.
He doesn't really say anything, just still looking at his hands, breathing in. But did you enjoy it?
It's how I managed to cope with many things for many years. It was the faint, shittiest light in a very long time of darkness. How fucked up is that?
Very, I guess.
She looks down to the floor. She just says, you don't really I don't know. I don't. She kind of like chuckles and like rubs one of her eyes as she just says, "Normally, I am the suave and the suave, sexy femme fatale, but right now I don't exactly know what to say. Most of that's usually just an act. But so I don't know how to actually do genuine." Huh.
I guess it's just something new for both of us.
She just looks to Dirk and gives him a little kiss on the cheek.
He just just stiffens up. You know, like I'm gonna feel old saying this, but you know the Studio Ghibli movies where like all the fur goes. God, you know what? I'm gonna send a GIF just so it.
I know exactly what you're referring to. Either way. She's just quiet, sitting there for a moment, with enjoying your company. Meanwhile, back with the other.
Real quick. Dirk will hesitantly and slowly begin to just wrap his arm around her, kind of pull her in.
She would not resist. Meanwhile, back with Nyullrin and Ahran. The two of you have both decided to step out for some fresh air. Stepping out onto the main deck, the sun shines down, the warm air warming your soul. The seas are calm and fair. Off in the horizon, you can see two smaller vessels, appear to be merchant or other civilian ships. And on the far and to your right, you can see the coastline of what might be Torpal. The coastline and the outline of the city of Torpal. A vast sort of a vast adobe city, which is made predominantly out of half elves. If anyone would like to roll history real quick, I would be happy to give you some quick lore about Torpal.
Dirk is distracted at the moment.
Damn.
Oops,
Okay.
I rolled with advantage. Oh.
21 still. It'd still be a 21. Nyullrin would know the story of Torpal and the southern sultanates pretty well. To put it simply, in the Second Era, when humanity was taking over the continent of Teria, it was a slow process, lasting many hundreds, if not thousands, a few hundred, if not thousands of years. In that time, many humans co-opted with elves, resulting in the rise of the half-elven race. The elven lords did not appreciate this. And as such, they created the colonies around this region to effectively deal with anyone who would engage in miscegenation or was the result of miscegenation. Men from half-elves from across the continent were deported here to create their own kingdoms and civilizations under the dominion of their elven lords.
Ow. Sorry.
As such, the half elves are the largest ethnicity in this region, and they've had many conflicts and wars with their elven neighbors on Olmenrius and the Tabaxi in the north.
I would say this story to Ahran as a sort of anecdote.
Eh?
The city of Torpal is also notable for what's known as the Great Sphinx. At the top of a marble pyramid is a massive statue of a sphinx. The lords and latent rulers of Torpal rule from the very top of this pyramid. If you, Niall, you know what the City of Marine's pyramid looks like. It's very similar to that. And it is considered one of the wonders of the world, and you can just ever so faintly see the massive pyramid looming over the city, where you are now. It's quite the sight. Gold, are you here?
I'm sorry, I was muted. Is this Sphinx thing dedicated to any god?
Go ahead and give me a quick roll, if you'd like.
Religion.
Religion, yep.
Religion. 16.
Religion.
16 and 17. You would know that the Sphinx is a symbol, is a elven symbol for the goddess Decora, goddess of beauty and compassion and love.
Mhm.
The half-elves typically actually worship the elven pantheon versus the human pantheon. Most notably, one of the primary deities of the elven pantheon is Merrick Norris, the father god of the elves, who tasked the elves with being the guides, watchers, and basically the shepherds of the lesser races, which absolutely in no way gave them a superiority complex.
The goddess is not part of the 12, right?
Decora, she is indeed part of the 12.
Right, if she's part of it, Nyullrin would mutter a quick prayer, do a little hand gesture, whatever is appropriate for the religion.
Yeah. I will say the Empire and the 12 don't use the symbol of the Sphinx for her. But
Right.
it is a symbol. The
But
gods
it's
take on many forms for given cultures of the race in question. And so
Remind me, was Shay part of the 12 or no? She's just kind of adjacent. She's adjacent to the 12.
She's adjacent. She has some ties to them, namely with Cain.
Yeah. Right. Her partner is part of the 12, so she's... Alright. Yeah, okay, so that's a decent segue. Ahran nods. I wanted to ask about that. We're both men of the cloth, servants to gods either of the 12 or in their court, if you will, to use a football reference. But you seem to find it very hard to believe that the Emperor, shall we say, you find it hard to believe the Prophet's claims and not repeat what he said. Why is that?
The Prophet is misguided. at best. You may not see the Emperor's wisdom, but that does not mean it is absent.
Is it? It seems to make more sense to me that the Emperor has been betrayed and an imposter sits in his place, rather than he would make such blatantly foolish decisions. It seems far more reasonable to assume that the Emperor would not do something like that, and therefore whoever is on the throne is not truly the Emperor.
What are you referring to when you say the Emperor did something?
As I recall, a lot of the policies recently, Senate did say that, like, there's been a lot of poor decisions made by the Emperor. Right? Like, he's basically been partying. Senate, you might be
mic
muted.
was muted. Yep.
Yeah.
Basically, the Emperor currently has a reputation as being a drunkard, as being a womanizer. He has been widely viewed as negligent in his duties. There's corruption, merchant corruption. There's imperial governors are abusing their stations. There's a lot of discontent. The Emperor has not been doing a good job, and he's been seemingly making decisions that serve no one's benefit and only seem to cause issues.
If you consider the decisions the Emperor has made of late, one would almost think they were tailor-made to weaken the Empire. Now, it seems far more reasonable to me that a man who has been groomed all his life... What seems more reasonable? A man who has been groomed his entire childhood and a good portion of his adult life to be a wise, just, and fair ruler is somehow forgotten all of his lessons and chosen to act a drunken womanizer, or that he has been replaced by someone who is systematically dismantling the Empire.
Do not mistake the cracks in stone for the ruin of a mountain. We do not know if the Emperor is the one giving out these edicts. Throughout the centuries, every single Emperor has had rumors swirling about them, how they sacrifice widows, and most of the time that was all false. It is spread by dissenters, perhaps even cultists who serve Aegon, wishing to cast doubt upon the Emperor, wishing to sow the seeds of dissent so that we tear each other apart while they watch from the sidelines. The more we doubt the Emperor, the more we are falling for their tricks.
Remind me, do we know which god the prophet serves?
He has prayed to Aegon many times, and has seemingly...
The tattoo.
Yeah, he had the tattoo, a dragon tattoo.
You trust the word of your empire more than you do a senior in your faith.
I do not know if he is a senior. He has the tattoo, yes. He has faith, that I can see. But that does not mean that he has Aegon, that he knows Aegon's will. That is not us mortals to know. We simply follow.
This is why I enjoy having a hierarchy in my religion.
There's a hierarchy in Aegon's temple as well, but I do not know of the prophet's rank. a tattoo, and his age does not truly prove anything.
Do we know what the prophet's name is actually again?
No, he has not given you his actual name.
Well, you make a fair argument. He could be an imposter, sent to sow dissent and make us doubt the Emperor. Perhaps it is a ploy. Perhaps the Emperor has no real power at the moment. He has been outmaneuvered by cultists pretending to be loyal to him, and he is fed an entirely different story than what is apparent with our eyes. There are certainly possibilities of intrigue and spy work, but considering the individuals who work in the Imperial spy rings, I don't think that's especially likely. That would be a very, very large network.
I do not.
A large network can be found quite easily by those who know what to look for.
Some crispy slurp.
I do not entirely distrust the prophet. For all it's worth, I do believe that he has the right intentions. As I said, he is perhaps misguided at best.
I see. Well, when we meet him, you can ask for it. We should ask for his name. See if he can see who he is. He's certainly powerful. And when it comes to the gods, I find that the more powerful their servants are, usually the better they understand their will.
That much we can agree on.
That said, the prophet has spent a lot of time suffering at the hands of Dagos, so his judgment could be clouded much like his eyesight. But I do not believe this to be true, personally. I accept the possibility of it, certainly, but I believe that the prophet is correct. You cannot deny that the policies that have been put forth by the Emperor are unwise. Just because you are loyal to the man does not mean you cannot criticize his decisions. If anything, if I were to stand before the Emperor, I would not be afraid to tell him what I see with mine own eyes, were he to ask me for advice. But do not forget, we both have a higher calling.
My calling is both to the Empire and to Agon. Without Agon, the Empire cannot exist.
However, Agon is not as dependent upon the Empire. It is a great tool that is to but
you cut out.
if the it is where did I cut out at?
It is a great tool, but
it is a great tool for order in this world. But if the Empire were to fall, Aegon would endure. He is a god. And Well, all nations of the mortal races are impermanent. The gods are far more enduring.
You are correct in that.
I am not saying you should not have your faith in the Empire or that it is misplaced. Just remember,
Uh-oh.
the works of men are not as enduring as the works of gods.
The Empire, as you say, is dependent on Agon. It is his tool, his masterpiece, in order to keep law and justice alive. But this is exactly why the Emperor and the Empire cannot fall, for Agon's hand is upon them. I understand that you are trying to change my mind, and I will give you a bone.
For
I will
real?
only see what I will only believe what I see. The different edicts, the different orders, we do not know if they, first of all, even exist, and second of all, if they come directly from the Emperor. The Senate has always had bad apples. Once we are able to contact either my family, boy, or perhaps my order, I will question them, and I will figure out the truth of it myself.
I suppose that is all that can be expected. Just be aware that you may not. Just be aware you may not like the truth that you find.
Are we there yet?
That is where I'm going to end the long debate of religion and politics, if that's okay.
I'll say one last line and I'll end it.
Good.
You mistake duty for servitude and loyalty for blindness. I follow because I know the cost of disorder. That's it
Sounds
for me.
good. You all have begun. You guys have sailed for some time, having briefly stopped at Samotal, a tabaxi city, at the mouth of a river delta, briefly for supplies, and since then have been traveling for several weeks before arriving at a small city called. At a small coastal town called Menya. From what you all have gathered from what Meilana has said about it, Menya's a small, mostly unremarkable port town, but they always make a habit of stopping here because they have very low taxes. So it's usually a good spot to stock up on goods cheaply. As the Huntress slides up to the docks and connects the ropes, Meilana just says that the crew will be, Meilana tells all of you that they to go ahead and find one of the local taverns. They'll be doing some maintenance and trying to get in contact with the local quartermaster. She's got business to attend to, and the crew needs to get some work going. She advised, basically, sorry, let me change how she phrases that. She's advising all of you guys, go ahead and get to the taverns early before the rest of the crew gets to them, because, well, the crew's got some work to do before they can disembark for some shore leave, and, well, you want the best taverns for yourselves, right? The best beds and the best drink.
I can sleep on the whole ground, cold, hard ground.
Yeah, I'll take a fucking bed.
Dirk,
Shit, finally.
you would have been spending the night. Maylana, your quarters and Maylana's just coincidentally happen to be the same.
Naughty dog.
I'm gonna
Dirk
say,
is the Chad sleeping with a girl while me and Aaron debate politics and religion like incels.
I'd say after like a couple of days still on the ocean, Dirk would have actually washed his hands. Cleaned them off, cleaned all that old blood off.
Do you still have the ring on?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, we're married now.
Oh, fuck off. Never mind. I'm throwing it back in the ocean.
You see, while you were fighting against the disease, not the disease, but the addiction, I cast the fucking ceremony spell and did a marriage rite.
No, yeet. It doesn't get far.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys heading into town?
Oh yes.
Yep.
Alrighty. You step off the boat and begin making your way down the dock. There's a few small shacks down by the shore. About 3 or 4 buildings, maybe five. Yeah, five buildings. No one seems to be around. It's definitely a small little port. Looking to the left, you see a kind of rickety, ramshackle, stairwell stair and bridge contraption built into the side of the mountain, or side of the cliffs leading up to the upper city, leading up to the town itself.
Well, I've seen worse, and Dirk will just march on the rickety stairs and just head towards the city or the town. Are you just gonna keep standing there, or are you just looks to Nyullrin?
I'm waiting till Gold gets back.
What are you looking at me for?
Oh, you didn't respond, so Dirk is just looking at it like, are you gonna just keep standing there, or?
He wouldn't keep following.
He wouldn't, or he would?
He would.
Alright. As you guys begin climbing the stairs, you arrive in what seems to be like a little, kind of like a plateau, a little rest area. You know how stairwells in buildings often have like that little flat bit where you can catch your breath?
All right, I'm back. I think that
Pavilion?
worked.
Oh, my lordy, audio.
Yeah, the landing or whatever it's called. There's a couple of those, and as you guys are climbing them, it's kind of quiet. You see what seems to be a few stray dogs up ahead, just kind of staring at you guys before turning away and scampering up the steps.
Few stray what?
Dogs.
Dirk just shrugs and just keeps moving.
As you
Was there
climb...
anything?
Go ahead.
Was there anything in particular about these dogs? Like, were they mangy, maybe like rabid looking?
I'd say a little, yeah.
Paranoia.
As you look back down towards the port, no one seems to have come out to greet the crew, and you can see what appears to be Maylana down on the dock, kind of like looking around, seemingly confused.
Someone's microwave is done.
Mm-hmm.
Dirk, as you climb up the next flight of stairs and arrive about where the dogs were, you see dried blood staining the wooden floor.
We might
Immediately
have some trouble
doing
here.
a divine sense.
Okay then.
What'd you say, Dirk?
I was saying we might have some trouble here.
Nyullrin, you don't sense anything. No disturbances one way or the other.
Somehow worse.
Dirk will make sure that his new arm wraps are properly on, and he will kind of slide the brass knuckles of whale teeth on, and then pulls the gun out in his left hand and starts moving forward towards the
higher
front
you
gate.
climb.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, Ahran will draw his dagger, his long knife as well, and step forward on guard.
The higher you get, the more rickety and unstable the platforms and steps become. Much of it, there's more visible damage. There's more signs of dried blood and slashes and cuts along the wood. Something happened. Finally, you arrive at the last landing. Climbing the stairs, you arrive in what I'd almost describe as like a little lobby building with a sort of customs desk, various seats and benches, likely immigration or just travel, Final stop, just make sure everyone who's going into the city is who's supposed to be. The room is dark. The candles have all burned until all the wax has overflown and fallen onto the floor. There's still air and silence. The door has seemingly been broken in from. Large claws and scratches have torn the wooden frame torn it to shreds and splinters. Stepping out, everyone, please zoom out. Just make sure you can see the town. As you step out into the daylight, the reality of what you see comes into focus.
Oh!
A massive crater stretches out before you. Scorched and broken earth. Smoldering ruins of structures. And a faint blue emberish glow lay before you.
Gold, is all that noise coming from you?
Yes, I saw. Apologies.
Gold, please see what you're dealing with.
Yeah, I'm locking it down.
Whatever happened here has already occurred a long time ago. Nearby a windmill creaks and cracks as the blades, two of them missing, just slowly continue to endlessly spin. Around you, you see large stony spikes bursting from the ground. reminiscent of those you saw at Nyullrin. Blue, glowing cracks, similar to those at Florency. And a familiar chill hangs in the air.
Dirk just stands there. His eyes are wide as he just lowers the gun.
Hmm.
This is what we're up against.
This is what we are up against.
Dirk just looks to his free hand, then looks back to the other two, and for the first time, there was sheer horror on his face.
If anyone would like to, go ahead and roll me either Arcana or Investigation.
Yes, intelligence checks.
Oh no.
Just our party's one weakness.
Two. Yeah, no.
This is fucked.
Yeah. Oh.
Bruh. We suck.
We need a wizard.
Unfortunately, at a glance, you cannot determine... From where you're standing, you cannot determine further information about whatever the hell happened here. You'll either need to go into the pit, into the crater, or get the fuck out of here.
Arden lets out a long, very tired sigh.
Dirk just shakes his
All
head.
right.
We should leave.
We should. It's by all accounts the more sensible thing to do. And he begins heading down into the pit.
Nyullrin follows. There could be a survivor, or maybe some clues of how we could prevent this.
A survivor! In this! The
Dirk?
earth goes down!
Dirk, the three of us, literally escaped from Dagos's realm, and we had our hearts ripped out. What would be surprising anymore?
You know, you make a very good point there.
It was quick, and on a much, much smaller scale. Just Dirk mutters through gritted teeth as he begins to follow them.
In all seriousness, I don't think we'll find anyone. I just need to confirm this is what I think it is.
1 second.
Even the minuscule chance that there could be someone, it's worth the risk.
Don't be fucking giggling back there.
Fortunately, the edge of the cliff, or the crater. I know there's a specific term for it. Lip of the cliff of the crater.
Lip of the crater, yeah.
Yeah. The lip of the crater. Fortunately, it's not that far down. It's a couple feet, a little bit of a drop, but it's mostly a fairly smooth decline down to the center of the pit. So you shouldn't have too much issue. Who's dropping down first, Ahran or Nyullrin?
I believe it was Ahran, Nyullrin, and Dirk.
Yeah.
Though I imagine we're pretty tight together right now.
Yeah. As you guys are preparing to drop down, you do hear a voice behind you just go, "What the fuck?" Something I forgot to mention is Elena did join alongside Poppy. And so she is
our wizard.
She is here and looking at this, and she has a expression identical to all of yours. And you see her just like cautiously draw her like sleeve dagger out, and she's just looking around nervously. She follows you all down. The ground, as you drop into the lip of the crater, it is noticeably colder. Just maybe as much as 20 degrees colder than where you just were standing.
Well, it's a good thing I have fur.
It's a good thing I feel right at home with cold damage resistance.
Damn it.
As
The
you all,
Huey's just
Poor Arin.
Elena gets a little chilly as you see as she casts Produce Flame and just is holding it close to herself. And then noticing Arin, she just takes a few steps to his side and like holds it out for him.
Arin nods, appreciative. Yeah. What do you think? You're trained in the arcane?
She closes her eyes and like holds out her hand. After a moment of silence, she just says, "I've never seen anything like this, but the energies feel familiar. Similar to the city when it was under attack." And she puts her hand down and just says, "It's fortune favors the bold," she says as she looks down towards the heart of the crater.
You expect to find something down there?
Maybe. Only one way to find out.
Very well. Onwards, then.
The four of you scale down the sides of the crater. The closer and closer to its center you get, the colder it's getting. It is frigid. If any of you guys were where your breath begins to fog the air, the deeper towards the center you get. It is definitely below freezing at the very heart of it.
How far are we from the center?
I would say by now you're arriving at it if you would like, unless there was something you'd wanted to do beforehand.
Getting close to, casting 60 feet of distance to the center, I would once again use Divine Sense.
There is residual evil, but no solitary presence. You can feel that there was something evil here that has left like a radiative effect, but there's nothing immediately threatening.
Alright, as we're getting close to the center, Arin is going to cast Aid at level 3, targeting us 3, giving us, bolstering our hit points in case there is something down here.
Everyone go ahead and investigate or Arcana.
Investigation or Arcana, you kind of cut out there.
Investigation or Arcana. Alright,
Let's
Or
go.
religion, actually. I might.
Okay, never mind.
Oof.
Oh, my lord. Brain blast.
I'm casting guidance and then uttering a quiet prayer before having a look around with a investigation. Let's see if... Nah.
I'm too busy sniffing the air to feel the presence of evil.
Hey,
Ah.
I beat you. I'm sorry, I'm just
Ahran.
imagining Dirk and
Ahran.
Ahran going like, I say, like Sherlock Holmes.
The two of you make a concerning discovery. Dirk, as you're looking around the center, your eyes are drawn to a variety of small crystalline shards spread out upon the ground. As you pick them up, you are familiar with the material. It feels identical to the crystal you destroyed in Florency. Except, when you destroyed that one, the shards of the crystal still seemed to thrum with power. There was still warmth in them and still light. This looks just like solid, transparent glass. There is no energy within this. Ahran, you would also discover, hidden amongst the debris of God knows what, houses, homes, ground, you spot a section of chain buried beneath the rubble, similar to the portal in the sky. It is then that the two of you slowly piece it together. This is what would have happened to Florency.
Yeah,
had
I
you
figured.
failed.
There can be no mistake then. This is the fate we averted for Florency.
Dirk will actually pocket the crystal.
Yeah. You do so. It's just feel at this point it's just a bit of almost a lob of glass. But yeah, you do.
Ahran looks equal parts horrified and relieved. Which is a weird expression.
Dark has just been wide-eyed this entire time, trying to keep an eye out for anything that moves or shuffles or just anything in the stillness.
You can see the occasional bird or wild dog. But past that, nothing.
Nyullrin grips his warhammer super tight and scowls. If we had been here just a few days, maybe a week earlier, we may have been able to prevent this. We were too busy celebrating.
I do not think we could have made it in time.
We do not know that. Maybe it was just a few days difference.
With our investigation checks, are we able to determine how long this took place?
I'd say investigating. There is severe evidence. There's evidence of massive fires and burning. These kind of fire, the amount of fire and destruction of an entire city of this city of this scale, it could have been weeks ago. There's still some small embers, but this has likely been like this for a while.
Now the fires have all but burnt out. Only the faintest of embers remain. This was weeks ago.
Nyullrin begrudgingly acknowledges it, but still seems to be bitter.
Thinking on it, would this have happened? Would it have basically lined up with about the same time Florency was attacked?
I don't think so. Florency was a few days ago. Or, well, now that we've been away...
It was also a few weeks ago. We traveled for a few weeks.
Yeah, it's been... Yeah. I would say... Hard to say exactly, but this might have happened more recently. It's hard to say exactly when, but... Suffice to say, the day you spent celebrating was most certainly... It's been longer than that. it wouldn't have made
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
I mean, Nyullrin isn't trying to be logical here. He's just
Yeah.
he's just angry at himself.
Makes sense. I'm just trying to.
yeah. Ahran, don't think we could have made a difference. Unfortunately, if we were here, we wouldn't have been able to save Florenzi. And while we were at Florenzi, we couldn't save here. It's one of the tragedies of war like this. You cannot save everything, nor everyone.
Elena just looks to you and just says, "How in the name of the gods do you win a war like this?"
By killing more of them than they can of you.
She shivers as she tugs on her robes. She just says,
Jesus.
"I don't think we should stay here much longer. This place is
No.
cursed."
Indeed, we've learned all we can here. Let us get gone.
Give me a few minutes. Nyullrin would begin setting up a very impromptu, as quick as possible, funeral rite.
Dirk is just very much on attention, making sure nothing is spying on us or.
Go ahead and roll perception then.
18.
Let's go.
Dirk, as you are looking around, your eyes trace to the nearby windmill, and you see a familiar silhouette at its. You saw a lot of these bastards during the battle and your escape. There appears to be an imp trying to hide amongst the raptors, simply observing you all.
Dirk immediately puts his hand back on the flintlock and begins to growl. And just kind of dead stares at.
It seems to almost lock eyes with Dirk before it ducks into the ruined structure. A moment later, barreling out of one of the windows, you see that it has seemingly taken flight and seems to be heading for the nearby forest. A lone imp is nothing compared to the four of you, but well,
Let's check the windmill.
Might as well. It's something, at least. I'm trying to think. I don't think my Raven can actually take the imp. Unfortunately, familiars don't get health scaling like they do.
If you have touch spells, you can cast touch spells through it.
Yeah, but it has 5 hit points.
Inflict wounds.
I mean, while it fights it, we could try and shoot it.
I would note I don't have an exact distance. This is the windmill here. You guys are here. There's a very far distance between these 2 points.
Yeah.
Now you can 100% chuck a javelin, come on.
Bullshit.
No, I don't have an exact distance in mind, but
It's
the fact that the fact that Dirk
joking.
sees this guy is basically he's seeing a bird that's about the size it appears to you.
Yeah.
I could totally reach him.
You could not. You are not an Eldritch Blast spell sniper.
Well, the longbow does have 600 max range, but it's probably even more than that, so.
It just says we should get out of it. We should leave.
Indeed. To that, let's check that windmill. After all, Nyullrin might be right. We might have survivors. Hope springs eternal and all that.
And if not survivors, at least we'll get to crush some infernals.
You must make this quick, though. One thing you are correct about, we have no more time to dally.
As you draw closer and closer to the windmill, there is nothing but a total eerie silence, other than the creaking of its slowly moving blades, just echoing through the environment. As you check out the interior of the windmill, you find a lot of blood, as well as several fresh animal killed. Feral dogs, rabbits, beasts, horses. All of them show the signs of an imp having fell them. Scorched flesh and claws. It is likely whatever that the imp you saw earlier made this tower its home.
I'm so sorry, but once again, divine sense.
You don't actually sense any evil here, other than the general background evil from the crater. So, the imp is certainly long gone.
The general background evil.
Yeah.
Ambient.
The big death crater.
Ambient darkness.
A lone imp does not produce enough evil to saturate the environment. But that does tell you there is not many of them here. It may have been left behind when the portal closed, or have been left to keep an eye on the place. Either way, there does not appear to be anyone or anything else here of note, other than the absolutely eviscerated animal carcasses.
All right, let's get back to the ship and get out of here.
As you all begin returning to the stairwell, you see Milana as well. About 10 of her crew are just standing there, staring at the edge of the crater, just stunned. She looks towards the four of you as you approach, and she just says, "What in the name of the gods happened?"
What happened here is what we prevented. Only there was no one here to prevent it.
She slumps forward a little, staring down at the crater. Her mouth just kind of like stunned, hanging agape a moment before she just says, let's get the hells out of here.
Dirk just nods and follows.
Yep, Ahran likewise heads to board the ship, his face a picture of grim resolve.
She says, "We took what supplies we could from the local warehouse, so we should be able to continue our journey all the same. But fuck." Soon enough, the crew depart. The cliffside fading away as the sun begins to set. The ship is dead silent tonight. No one feels like celebrating or rejoicing or the normal boisterousness of the crew. What do you all do?
Ahran Rowe will be spending the evening both meditating and praying to his goddess, as well as practicing dagger forms with his new blade on the deck, stepping in and out of practice techniques to strike with his blade, black flames flickering around the edge of it.
Dirk will just be looking towards the coast, keeping an eye out for anything. Is just clawing the railings of the ship, just keeping general watch.
There is a, he could go up to the crow's nest.
True.
Would he?
Yes.
Okay. As Dirk, would he go to the big one, or would he go to one of the smaller?
You go to the one that isn't currently being occupied, I guess.
There's two others, so yeah, you can go to either the front or back one, whichever you...
I think the back one. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. Sorry.
That's good. The hushed voices of the crew can be heard around you. Everyone's talking about it. No one, there's 1,000 rumors, and every last one of them horrifying. A few of the more daring among them approached you all for questions. What was it like? I heard that the entire city was on fire. No, I heard the whole thing just vanished.
Wanting to set the rumors straight, Ahran Rowe will ask these men if any of them were, if they were all there for the battle at Florenzi, right?
Yeah, maybe they picked up a few sea hands when they stopped at the motel, but otherwise, yeah.
Yeah. Ahran Rowe will explain that the ritual that the enemy intended to use would have been to tear Florenzi from the earth and drag it into the realm of Dagos Amasul. We managed to stop them in Florenzi. There was no one to stop them back there.
Shit.
Indeed.
This is the result of even a single triumph of evil. We must stop them at every point. Otherwise, we will have nothing left to fight for.
There's a little bit of agreement there, but... As the ship is sailing, ahead storm clouds are seen. Rain begins to drop on the ship. And it soon turns into a storm. Your ship bending and creaking in the wind and rough sails.
Brilliant. Ahran will cease his nice fighting drills, put his blade back in its proper place, and assist the crew in battening the hatches, pulling down the sail, stowing the sails, all that junk.
we're going to take a 5-minute break. I'm going to use the bathroom, fill up my water bottle. Y'all use the restroom as needed. We will be back as soon as we can.
Alrighty.
Kind of concerning me that Alex hasn't shown up. It's not like
No.
Oh God, what did I miss?
We're taking a 5-minute. We're taking a 5-minute break.
Oh, good. That means I can top off my my pop as well.
Also, storm has blown in.
Oh, so that's why that's why the screen's a bit different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's night and a storm's blown in.
I'll be right
Real
back.
quick, before I go, did you guys like those maps?
Holy fucking shit!
Whenever you use your maps, I always feel like, damn, here I am just scribbling with like, in Roll20 with a fucking,
Here I go onto
Free
Google
hand.
Images.
yeah, like, yeah.
Did
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
did,
yeah.
did the effect I want come across the like, oh fuck moment?
Yes.
Very good.
The maps are pretty cool.
I'm really happy with how the before and after came across.
Pretty cool.
How long did it take you guys? I didn't keep it. I know it didn't last too long, but how long did it take you guys to start realizing something was very wrong?
Honestly, I think it's when you mentioned the blood.
When you said no one's came out to greet us, I was like, well, something ain't right.
For me, it was the dogs.
The dogs, yeah, the doggos.
Fuck the dogs.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the big like. Why would there be feral dogs in an inhabited port?
Yeah.
Well,
Nyullrin
I mean,
is slowly but surely becoming super fucking paranoid, just divine sense every single time.
I mean, in this situation, it 100% me.
I was gonna say,
I'm gonna go use the bathroom and get my water bottle.
hey,
I shall be back.
Spamming divine sense 24/7. Honestly, divine sense is probably like the worst ability to spam.
divine sense. Like when I look at what the paladin gets at level 1, I'm like, so they're just a shitty fighter with divine sense.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
like,
in an RP sense, or if you imagine you IRL just using it constantly, it would suck so bad because you basically just smell noxious odors.
yeah, the one of all the hilarious thing to me, they gave you a limited use of it. In Pathfinder, it's at will. They get detect evil, and detect evil is infinitely superior to divine sense.
Yeah, I mean, I like divine sense more since it's kind of less OP.
I get that. It's not really OP per se, I'd say. Like, it's just, I don't know, the fact that you get a limited number of uses of it just really rubs me the wrong way.
I mean, I've never run out of uses for them.
True. But still, it's like, man, you only get like a handful of these. And meanwhile, let me look at what a fighter gets at level 1.
The Paladin is an interesting class. I always feel like it's so weak, but
Yeah, it starts out at level 1, it's fairly weak. Okay, a level 1 fighter gets everything a paladin does. Same hit points, same proficiencies in weapons and armor, similar equipment, and on top of that, they get a fighting style and second wind. What does a paladin get at level 1?
divine sense, smite, and that's about
No, they don't
it.
get some. They get a single use of lay on hands at level 1.
Oh yeah, smite is level 2. Okay, so you don't even get smite. That sucks.
You get lay on hands at level 1. You get 5 extra hit points, which is comparable to second wind. It's like, okay, the fighters is just a bonus action, heals more on average, and let me check. Oh yeah, comes back on a short rest.
Yeah.
Paladins, it can heal diseases. And is a
Oh yeah,
standard action.
divine health. Oh no, even divine health isn't a level
Nope,
1.
they just get lay on hands and divine sense.
I mean, even lay on
Divine
hands,
sense
level 1. Level 1 lay on hands is useless because it's like what, 5 hit points?
Yep. I mean, it's comparable. It would be comparable to second wind, except second wind comes back on a short rest. So the fighter is objectively better at healing than a paladin is at level 1.
Well, healing himself.
Yes, but they're the fighter. They're supposed to be on the front lines.
Yeah. Is the current version where
Hi.
That's up to the DM.
Well, I remember checking this because I had a crackhead idea of a
If
paladin monk who only uses
Oh,
his fists
God.
and smites his fists.
well, I remember sending Senate like 2 things where there's like steel gauntlets that you could put on that works as unarmed weapon attacks.
Yeah, but I ended up Googling this. Apparently, they did make it possible to smite your hands, and like they added it in like 2024 or 2023 or something.
Be prepared to face these holy slaps. Blessed
God
be
gave me
upon
these
ye.
hands.
Oh, damn it, that was pitiful. Hold on. Blessed be upon ye.
I guess until the Senate comes back, before the storm would have started, Nyullrin would see Ahran training with the dagger, and he would, what is the word? Offer to help him out.
Help who out?
All right. Ahran,
Ahran with his
basically.
dagger training, yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, sure. Ahran will spar with Nyullrin a little bit, if that's what he's offering.
I mean, he's offering just any kind of help, either like, watching your form, teaching you some techniques, or sparring. Doesn't really matter. Is it a simple weapon?
Yeah, it's just a dagger.
Yeah, okay.
The sea started getting rough, your tiny ship is tossed. Were it not for the courage of your fearless crew, the huntress would be lost.
Why are you singing this as a sea shanty?
Anyway,
Cloak.
as you all are sailing, Dirk, as you are keeping watch, go ahead and roll perception, please.
Let me find my way back to my character sheets. Fuck! Come on, roll 20.
Is this a bad time to say I can't swim?
What's the 18 for? What was that for? That was the...
Yeah, that was the previous. Yeah, that was the imp.
Yeah, okay. What'd you say? Niall, what were you for?
Is it a bad time to say that I can't swim while wearing plate?
Well, you better hope what's coming doesn't happen.
No.
As you all are sailing, each of you are doing your best to help the ship in your own ways. as seamen are working to batten down the hatches, tighten the sails, doing everything they can to keep the rigging and everything else functional. Nyullrin, Ahran, what are you both doing?
Ahran is probably trying to assist the crew in getting those sails tied up, climbing up if he has to into the rigging to do that.
All right. What's both of your passive perceptions, please?
And
Ahran's passive is a little better than that. It is a whopping 17.
That's your passive?
He's a
I
cleric.
am a cleric, good sir.
Fair enough. Jesus, all right.
Wisdom is his
Well then,
highest.
I need you both to put your tokens exactly where you are on the ship at this time.
what would be the most physically demanding task?
I'd say put yourself here and holding the riggings.
All right.
Yeah, Ahran is
Ahran?
up in the riggings, tying them down.
Okay.
Because that seems to require a good sense of balance.
Dirk, put your token down, please.
Either
Either at the front or rear.
Probably near the rear.
Okay, you're up at this one then.
Oh, that's right.
I will say something you can attempt if you'd like. This goes to anyone who's up there, but I guess this is just you in this case. You can attempt to do a rope swing. Basically, if you want to get down really quickly, all you need to do is grab onto one of the ropes, hold, and pass a low DC dexterity check to hold on tight and land back on the main deck.
God, I swear to God, we're getting ASMR of you eating soup or something.
So, if for whatever reason you need to get down off the mast, for any reason, just know that that's an option. You don't just have to climb down.
Gotcha.
We're fighting a
that
sea
cost-
creature, aren't we? Oh no.
As you all are working, the ship is shaking, bending, and creaking.
Bending and breaking.
Yeah, bending and creaking. You can't really see what's going on. There's a thick fog over everything. Ahran, as you are holding onto one of the ropes and finally, wrapping it around one of the banisters, and you've just finished tying the knot, you see out of the corner of your eye a hand grasping onto the side of the ship's banister and pulling itself up slowly, methodically. You see a creature as it slowly begins reaching out with its other hand towards the nearby crewman who seems unaware. It seems preparing to grab him and do something.
Oh. Jesus.
His body is a putrid mass of flesh and aquatic growths, barnacles, tentacles, seaweed. The thing is putrid. It's disgusting to look at.
Ahran will call out to the man, telling him to get back and shoot out a black firebolt at this creature.
Okay, one moment. I need to roll. He did not roll very well. The other guy rolled decently well. Go ahead and roll your...
Black fire.
Oh.
You cast it, but at the last moment the ship lurches and the bolt goes sailing past. The man looks to you and just shouts, "What the fuck was that?" Right as he is grabbed by the neck and pulled off of the ship, screaming violent as he is cast into the water. I'm going to need everyone to go ahead and
Oh,
roll me
no.
initiative. Everyone minus Ahran is currently surprised. Ah, fuck. Everyone, yeah, now roll. Now roll.
Damn it. I never get good initiative rolls. It's crazy.
Wait, hold on. Let me change mine back to 11. my
By the way,
We got 11, 12, and 13.
hell yeah. Zath wants to listen in, by the way.
Yeah, I
son.
said that was fine.
You did not. You just said
Oh, did
why.
Oh, that was yes. That was yes.
Oh, my keyboard.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and let down the enemy tokens real quick.
Goddamn plate armor in a ship battle, fuck.
I hear things. Give me a second.
Oh boy, they rolled high on the turn order.
We're poking.
You see more of these foul spawn of the sea emerge out before you. These things look not friendly. Though I assume you don't need me to.
If it's been 8 hours since we went ashore last, everyone still has plus 10 hit points.
Yep, I'd say it's you're all still under that effect.
Sweet.
Oh, it's a plus 10?
Yep, because I cast it at level 3.
Is it you track?
Oh, I just did it a plus 5. Well, that's really nice.
You know, I'm gonna
Yes.
boot up the stream real quick. Oh, for the love of...
I'm sure these guys are friendly. We should give them a hug.
You say that. Hang on 1 second. I forgot to pull up the stat blocks of the pirates. Give me a second. And I also need to get Melana's out.
Wait.
1 second. Okay. I also need to roll the pirates initiative. That's fun.
You just have him on like a team initiative.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Go fodder.
Go fodder.
No.
I mean, I'm sorry, but that is what they are. I would 100% in character sacrifice my life for them, though.
All
But as a
right,
player, fuck 'em.
Oh, okay. Cool. Alrighty, let's get to this. Red drowned move forward. Their putrid, oozing corpses move with frightening speed across the decks as they will lunge out at whoever is nearest. There we go. Now that's everyone. All right. Alrighty. That's D100s, not D20s. Oh boy, they're starting off pretty good.
That doesn't sound good.
21 and 2 18s.
God.
All right.
Rip.
Fortunately, they do not do all that much damage. Oh, all right. They slash at one of the pirates here and one of the men here. Blood sprays the deck. The southern drowned move quickly, charging at whomever happens to be nearest to them. Alrighty. 3 attacks, 15 that hits, 15 that misses, dirty 20 that hits. Yeah, max damage to him. Fortunately, these guys do not do much damage. These bigger guys, on the other hand. One moment. Actually, I'm going to... There we go. That's better.
Looks like the Left 4 Dead zombie.
But if you zoom in, you'll see that it's all barnacles.
Barnacles.
Oh, I thought that was like inflammation.
Yeah. The barnacle drowned. These guys seemingly have been mutated, and they get multi-attack.
Oh no.
And that's this guy dead. The creature, a massive hulking creature, which seems to be a deformed human, his massive hulking form pulls up over the deck. One of the pirates slashes at one of the nearby targets, only for a hand to grab the side of his head. Before he can even look over, his spine is snapped and his body is tossed over into the water. That is it for now. Pirates are surprised, so they're not doing anything. Surprise, surprise, surprised. Ahran, you're up.
Alright. Ahran is going to call upon Spirit Guardians.
Ooh.
Oh, that's perfect for this encounter.
Alright. That is a flock of spectral ravens.
Which ones? Necrotic or radiant?
We will go for radiant.
Sounds good.
As a flock of spectral ravens swirl around him, glowing with violent dark light. He is going to descend down on the ropes. Dexterity check, you said, yes?
Oh, you're up there. You're up top. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Dex.
Let's
You land without issue. You're down.
All right.
Badass superhero. Landing.
Yeah. And he is going to, landing down here now, he is going to, just, get up in their business. Lock them down, like.
Show me what the area of effect is.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Fuck. Hang on.
15-foot radius, no?
Yeah. I think that.
Wow. Okay. They pass a. What's the save they need to pass?
Actually, I'll just be here then, just so I can get literally all of them over here.
Oh fuck you! All right.
Yeah, Ahran descends down in a cloud of ravens.
What's the DC?
It's my spell save. It is a 15.
One moment.
What is up?
The highest they rolled was a 10.
17 radiant damage.
To all of them?
To literally all of them over here. Not
All of them within a 15. All of them within a 15-foot radius. Said it.
Well, that goes this encounter.
Ari just descends down as like a storm of.
I don't like how this one's looking.
Okay, well, you said 17?
Yep.
Well, 4 of them burst into divine light. Oh wait, was it necrotic or radiant, actually?
Radiant. I said radiant.
Okay, yeah, yep, no, sorry, divine light, they burst into ash. I will say you do not... Oh wait, yeah, alright, you're good.
Did
Okay.
every single one of them fail to save?
Yes, they all failed. The highest they rolled was a
losers.
10, and that guy only had a +3 to his save.
I'm sorry, just like the image in my head of Aaron leaping down as like a flock of ravens bursts forward like wings as they strike down these fucking undead. Alright, that's my turn. I think I've done enough. I'll let you guys deal with the rest of the situation. I think you got it in hand.
Alrighty, let's just say they may not, but we'll see that in a moment. Sorry, I'm just looking at... Alrighty. This creature strides forward. His eyes, the most terrifying glow imaginable. Whom is he going to look upon? He's going to look upon Ahran. Ahran, you feel a horrifying presence near you. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, let's give this a shot.
Nice.
Okay. As you look over, you do... Alright. See a horrifying figure before you, its eyes blazing with malice that sends a shiver down your spine, but you are able to toughen out through it. Seeing that you are unaffected, the creature will snarl in fury, as it will hold out its hand. Yes, one moment. Sorry, there's a spell I'm trying to find. It should be on its set. Ah, there we go. Okay, one moment, just reading it real quick.
Never a good sound.
20-foot radius. That's fun. Where's he putting this? Is there a way he can get everyone in it? No, but he can pretty safely deduce that the two of you are the primary threats. Okay. I need both of you guys to go ahead and roll me concentration saving throws.
Constitution saving throws. Alrighty.
Yeah, it's concentration when you're trying to hold a spell.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful.
I love aura
The creature
protection.
holds out its hands and clasps them together before raising up, as swarms of mutated aquatic insects pull out of the deck as he casts Insect Plague.
Oh boy.
Nyullrin, you take... What's half of 15? 7? Yeah.
7.
Yep,
Rounds
you
down
take
to-
7 points of damage. Ahran, you take 15 points of piercing. As the insects begin dragging and clawing and biting and tearing at your flesh.
And I think you need to make a concentration.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Can someone go ahead and draw me a circle that matches this dimensions? That is difficult terrain.
Hold on.
I didn't mean to click it twice. The 17 is good. I maintain concentration on my spell.
If you
Yep,
just
thank you. Hold that there. I'm going
if you shift and click that shift, click, and drag, it'll actually hold that by itself.
I was trying to.
Perfect, thank you. Alrighty. Is that all he can do in his turn? Yes, that is all he can do this turn.
Yep.
1 second. Okay. Starts its turn. Okay. Never mind then. Yep, alright.
Is it right there? Sorry.
Big
I remember
boy
my
is
circle.
going to charge forward. What's his speed? Let me just double check. Oh no, he's actually slow as fuck. Okay, he's just going to dash. And we'll end about here. Nyullrin, big boy is now in front of you. Is he anything you can do as a bonus action?
Is he standing on top of the crates, or?
Yes, his hulking form crashes through them, sending splinters as he is lunging towards you.
I'm gonna smite his ass.
Alright, that is his turn. Boy, you really devastated these fuckers. They're all... The surviving blue are going to attack. Well, they got a crit and a nat 1, so that's fun.
A crit success and a crit fail.
6,
win them all.
12. This guy is alive by 1 HP on the left here.
Oh.
They have anything they can do? Nope. Alright. So yeah, that guy barely survived, and this guy is utterly unaffected as he parries the attack. Other guy is going to... The last surviving red is going to attack. That's going to hit. That is going to do some damage. That's that. Snarling in anger at its very recent severe boo-boos. This big boy is going to turn its entire attention to the source of those injuries, Ahran. Ah! Oh, starts its turn? Right. Hang on, this starts its turn? Gold, is it starting its turn, or you're muted?
When a creature
Starts its turn, yeah.
Hold on. When a
Okay.
creature enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it must make a wisdom saving throw.
DC 15? Okay, it passes.
Yep. All right, so it will only take
I love Spirit Guardians.
5 damage.
Oh, it's such a good spell.
Sounds good. It's still alive, and it's probably enough to finish the job as it rolled a 17 and a nat 20. And it gets
So-
a plus 4 to its attack, so that becomes a 21 and a 24.
Those will hit me.
Yep. You ready for the spanking to begin?
No, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
My safe word. My safe word.
Alright, that is 6 damage to Ahran. I need you to roll me a Constitution save.
All right.
Okay, you pass. You're good. 6 damage. Now time to roll for what the crit does to you. Ah! Lovely.
What does it do?
Max.
No.
That is 18 points of damage, and I need you to roll me another con save. Okay. That is 18 points of bludgeoning and 1 point of poison.
I am alive at 3 hit points.
Oh no.
That is honestly amazing. For the record, for what it's attacking you with, its right arm its right and left arm are basically massive tentacles that it's using to slap and bash and bang you.
Alrighty.
You're still alive.
I felt
Pirate's
Ahran.
turn.
I felt better.
These two are going to fight, but the remaining okay, these guys are dumb. The remaining pirates are going to hurry to try and batten down the hatches and keep the storm contained. So other pirates are going to just stick tight and stay kinda out of the fight, but also keeping the ship not dying is kind of important. All right. Ahran, you're up.
All right. Reeling from the heavy blow and coughing up blood, Ahran is going to cast a spiritual weapon and have it stab the big boy. This is a 19 hit.
That hits.
8 force damage.
Dead.
All right. With the spiritual weapon having done its job, we'll position it over the corpse of the guy there. Ahran will grunt in pain. Ow! And standard action, firebolt that guy.
Roll to hit. That does it. That'll do it. Slaps him in the back.
Fucking hell.
Does that kill him?
Nope.
All right. Let's see what I can do with this movement of mine. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Can I get a saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
A saving throw?
That one.
Isn't this difficult terrain?
Hold on.
Yes, that is difficult terrain.
hold
This
on.
is a swarm of insects.
Right. Difficult terrain. I forgot about that.
And also, spiritual guardians only happens when on their turn.
No,
It says
and when it enters the first time.
When they enter for the first time.
When they enter on their turn.
It does. It says. When
a creature enters the area for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there.
When
on
it
a
enters
turn
the
or
area,
starts. So
or starts on it, enters the area on a turn, or starts.
So
It's not
We've
gotten
had
to
this debate before.
it's not gotten to its turn yet.
Yeah, but enters
on
the area
a turn or
on
its
a
turn.
turn, not its turn. On a turn. On a turn.
Gold is correct. It'll affect it when it walks in. Also, it's not one, so
I can't
Fuck
get
this
there
guy.
though. It is difficult terrain though.
how far can you get?
Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20. Actually, I might need to get the fuck out of this cloud, or I'm going to fucking die.
That is a
5,
good
10,
idea.
15, 20.
Oh, actually, that's a good. Wait, hang on. Let me double check. At the start of.
I
Never
think
mind,
I
you're
just
good.
died. Okay. Yeah.
It's just
5'10".
difficult terrain after the initial casting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was like I thought it was an AoE of damage, kind of like Spirit Guardian.
Oh, or ends its turn there.
Okay,
Oh,
ends its
boy.
So I do have to
Um,
leave or I die.
Yeah.
1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I am safe. That ends my turn.
The insects have stopped their biting and scraping at you. You're alive.
I live.
I live, bitch.
So, question.
Mhm.
The hammer that you gave me gives a free smite once per short rest. Is this a level 1 smite or I can choose depending on my
choose.
level? I choose?
Yep, it's any smite spell or ability. If you have
Level
free
2
choice.
smite, baby. Let's go. Kablam.
Nice.
And kaboom. Is that a 1? That's an 8. Okay, well, the Divine Smite, it's 2d8 at first level. How much is it at second level?
3d8.
It adds
3d8.
3d8. Kablam!
Jesus. Sheepius. What is that, 29?
Yeah.
Yep, 29.
The creature stumbles back, arcing in pain. But it then leans forward and just roars into your face.
As it's
Mucus and
leaning in,
saliva covering you.
I whack it.
Roll damage.
And I use a level 1 smite. Why not?
It's dead.
Okay.
You just, as it leans in, you just swing to the side of its head, splattering it as it goes collapsing onto the barrels and boxes. Is that it for you?
No, I'll also move. And Nyullrin starts cleaning off the mucus as he starts moving up.
You are technically under difficult terrain, as you did get caught in the thing.
What does
So-
difficult terrain do?
Half movement.
Minus
What about when I
while
leave
over it. So you're basically just losing 10 feet.
So, okay, like this. Well,
Yeah,
actually,
now you
let
have-
me move it back.
Yeah, it'll take you 10 feet to move out of that. Past
So-
that, it's fine.
That counts.
I can only make it 20 feet then.
Yep.
Good enough, I'd say. And what can I do with my bonus?
Please do not eat into the microphone.
Compel the duel on this little dude.
Okay, what is it?
If he doesn't,
He passed. He just rolled an 18.
okay.
Save. So
Never mind.
that's not, and he also has a plus. What
Don't
is
tell.
the wisdom modifier? +3. So yeah, he's good.
Yeah, that's my turn. Done.
Dirk, I need you to roll me just a general perception check, because you've been keeping an eye out on the horizon. Oh shit, and I forgot to do something real quick. You've been keeping an eye out on the horizon, so you may not notice what's going on down below.
I may not
Because it's
notice
storming
the
out, it's-
screams.
It's a massive storm going on right now.
I
so...
think he would notice the glowing swarm of ravens descend down.
Actually,
from
you
the
know what? That is
mast.
fair. That is fair. You know.
And also
All
the
right.
bugs.
Also, I
Like-
forgot to put the map on.
Oh, sweet fucking Jesus. What is that?
Oh,
Okay.
no,
So-
that does not look good.
What is it to descend down the rope?
Just a dex save. It's pretty low DC, so you should be okay.
Dexterity save. Yay, the thing I don't have proficiency in. Ow.
That is the save.
Bullshit.
Like I said, what?
Alrighty.
It is very low. You grab onto the rope and just hold on for dear life as you slide down and land not particularly graceful next to Melana, who just says, "We'll have to work on that."
Really? Now? I just looked at her like she's like, her fucking men are dying and you're worrying about my landing technique?
She has a very clear worried expression, but she's also trying to,
Anyway,
keep saying as she just says, they're cold drowned. Cursed, the bodies, the lost sailors. They're fairly dangerous, but keep them as far away from me. I need to keep us on course. I don't want to join them.
Anyway, was that like any of my movement to descend down the rope?
No, that was
Okay.
that counted as a bonus action.
Oh god, that was a bonus action. That's what I was asking earlier, if what it would be, and all you said was saving throw.
You're good. So yeah, it's a bonus action to come down. You're good now, though.
Oh my god.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm making it a free action. I think that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Am I able to pull that off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this. Yep.
So yeah, Dirk will just vault over the railing, landing in front of this ugly-looking guy over here, and just with whale's teeth, first attack. Oh come on, 12 to hit.
I think that actually does it. Yeah, no, that actually hits.
Oh yay. Oh my god, 14 points.
Let's go.
You deck it across the jaw. A splurt of decayed, rotted black, pustulating blood sprays up Dirk's forearm as the corpse just rolls down the stairs.
And let's see. Would I be able to even skirt around the edge of that?
Probably not.
Would moving here get me in the area of effect?
Yes.
Don't move me.
Sorry, I was doing that for... Yes, it...
God damn.
Is
Fine.
Dirk afraid of a couple bugs?
I'm stuck in. I'm afraid of being stuck in one place for too many turns. What's the range on you? 90 feet. Hell yeah!
Click clack.
I'll just pull out the gun, aim. Yep, fire. It's gonna be at disadvantage, however.
Flicks over the scopes.
Did I remember to add proficiency to it? I did. Okay, so disadvantage. I'm sorry, Nyullrin, if this shoots you in the ass. 17!
It didn't. Let's go.
That hits.
7 points of piercing damage, and it needs to make a concentration, I believe.
And it maintains its concentration.
Fuck.
Oh,
Then.
sorry, was that...
Huh?
Was that you?
I was gonna say. God. Debating using a moxie point to use a bonus action to dash. Is there a rope I can use to sort of swing around at?
Maybe, but I haven't thought about that, so I don't know. If you were higher up, yes, but from where you are, you don't have really like you don't have the swing radius, I suppose, or like you couldn't. I don't think you have like enough slack on the rope from this angle to get around.
I was thinking I could just grab the rope and then just sort of jump off the edge here and just momentum my way over.
Maybe, but that's pretty risky. Yeah, if you fuck it, that's just Dirk's dead. It's because your ship isn't stopped right now. It's going full speed in a storm, and there's all this shit in the water. So
I'm sure the skulls are very friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly how they sound.
you could flavor it as him doing that if you want, but at some point. But
I'm still getting caught in the
otherwise, I
area.
would say be aware that actually doing that would be very risky.
Dirk's gonna spend a moxie point to bonus action dash and 15, 25. There we go.
All right,
That's-
I need you to roll me a con save.
Yep, I'm aware. It says insect plague is when I end my turn in it, isn't it?
Hang on.
Not
When
I
it enters the spell's area for the first time or ends its
Okay.
turn.
So con save.
Yep.
Come on.
You have a
25.
Fuck! I literally just closed their character sheet, but 25. You said you're good.
Yep. Alrighty, and that's Dirk.
You do take half damage, I believe. Let me double check.
Yes, I do.
Okay. That is half of 29. What's that? 19.
Holy
Oh, wait, no.
shit! That's 14.
Yep. Yeah, you're lucky you passed that one.
And Dirk's immediately second guessing, like, what the fuck? Why am I doing this?
All bees, gnats, bugs just tearing at his flesh as soon as he enters.
Alright, that's turn.
Melana will shout out to anyone who is is going to keep sailing and attempting to get you guys out of the storm. Oh, wow, you were lucky, Dirk. You're still in range to hear her. So, she calls out, Find the hag! It can resurrect any it kills! Any you kill, it can resurrect!
Oh, fuck. Did the thing I shoot over here, did that look like a hag?
It's glowing and has magic.
Does it have decrepit looking tits?
A hag, it does not itself appear female, but hag in this case might be gender neutral.
Ah.
1 moment. And, well, if that didn't help you, if you weren't able to figure it out, I'm just deciding what it's resurrecting this turn. Yeah, it's going to resurrect.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
As the hag holds out its hands, raises them up as both of the two big creatures in unison stand. Though many of their wounds have closed and healed, but they don't appear to be as strong as they were earlier. They definitely still took some. They did not heal fully.
All right.
You should know. I have not removed anyone from the initiative. That was very much on purpose. The hag is going to then step forward. It is going to cast Inflict Wounds.
God, they could just do that freely?
Well, it's technically a bonus action, but yes.
Still.
He is going to cast Inflict Wounds at 3rd level. That is...
Resquieta and Pache, Nyullrin.
That
I'll be
is
fine.
a... Wait, no. 17.
Rookie numbers.
That misses.
Yes.
It bites down, its fangs bared, as it digs into your shield. Or
I don't have a
hammer,
shield.
however you want to flavor it. You
Let's
deflect
say
it.
shoulder. Just digs into the shoulder plate.
Yeah. burst of necrotic energy rips through it, causing the metal to like almost melt under the power of the magic. But you yourself are safe. The big boy stands slowly. Oh, hey. Oh, wait. Which one? Okay.
Does he really?
He might not. He might not.
Alright. Spirit Guardians.
Does it affect its allies? So each creature. Okay, it affects its creature, any creature. So these guys are actually. This big boy is going to turn and attack Nyullrin.
I'm surrounded. Good.
One miss. That is a 23.
23 hits.
8. I need you to write. That's 8 bludgeoning. I need you to roll me a con save.
Kaboom.
Okay, you pass. You take no poison damage as the tentacle slashes into you, but your scales harden as the poison tries to enter your body.
Do I take... How much damage do I take?
You took 8 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
They're going to attack these fellas here. Oh, wait, hang on. I do need to... Yeah, you know, they're going to do that regardless, so I'm just going to... 15. Okay, he's dead and gets pushed into the water. This guy takes some damage, but he's still standing. Cool. All right. It's both of those guys' turns. As a moment later, you begin seeing more of those strange creatures begin dragging themselves out of the water. That's 1, 2, 3.
Oh, God.
Okay. Every fallen crew member joins them.
Ahran, they only just now broke my temporary HP, by the way.
Alrighty. This new fella to the fray is going to attack his former ally. And he's probably going to kill his former ally. Yep. Dead. He is going to now trudge forward with his whopping 20 feet of movement and stop there. The others are also going to trudge forward. Nyullrin's could probably use some backup.
Nah, now that I'm surrounded, I can swing in any direction.
Starting his turn, it starts or ends their turn in Spirit Guardians?
Start, I believe.
Okay, con save. What's the save? Wisdom, con, what is
Wisdom. Gold, you might want to unmute yourself.
it? Alright, they failed. They rolled a 2. There's no way they survived that. There's no way they passed. They might survive, though, depending on how gold rolls.
And 20, come on.
Gold?
Gold?
Hello?
Well,
This is a predicament.
Does anyone know what Spirit Guardians was cast at? We can roll their damage.
I believe it was at base level.
So what is that?
3d8.
it's a 3d8.
Yeah.
Is what he rolled previously.
Yep.
18. That kills
Let's
him.
go.
Well, actually, it's not his turn yet, but either way, he'd be starting it in his turn, most likely, so doesn't much matter. This guy is going to move here, and he is going to slash at Nyullrin. That's a 2, that's a miss. These fellas are going to dash and make their way up the steps. Fortunately, they only have 20 feet of movement each, so none of them did any. Oh.
Got that internet being on the
Oh,
fritz
you
again.
rolled a 14, not a... I rolled you an 18, which killed it. A 14 won't kill it.
Oh,
But if that's fair, if fair is fair, then... If that's what you rolled, then 2.
I rolled a 14, yeah. It should be alive by 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think
Thank
I'm
you for
dead
being
now.
fair.
Nah, we got this.
You seem a little bit surrounded.
See, they don't know that, you know, I'm not surrounded by them. I'm surrounding them.
Alright, he is
Uh-huh.
going to move forward and attack Ahran twice.
AC 17.
17,
Yep.
16, and 15. It missed.
Let's go.
No.
See, I told you.
Well, that was lucky.
It is the will of Agon. No luck.
Pirate Boy up top is going to notice what's going on, and as he's not actively holding down the riggings, keeping you all from dying a horrible, horrible death, he's going to ready his rifle and take a shot, and he misses. Otherwise,
Nah,
pirates are... This baby is going to draw his sword and strike the nearest creature. That is a crit. Good shit, bro. That is 16. That's a lark. One of the creatures charges at Melana, who looks at it with annoyance as a pirate just steps forward, slashes its head off with a swift swing of his sword. Ahran, you're still alive. Big boy is staring daggers at you.
Spiritual weapon.
You killed it once, kill it again. It's probably dead. The
Alright.
corpse, you hit the corpse so hard, I'm gonna roll something real quick. And it tumbles off the side into the water.
Alright, no more of that bastard. I normally I normally hate doing this, but I think I really do gotta go for a hard cast Cure Wounds level 2 on myself, or I'm not gonna be around to help. Let's hope I get some big numbers. 16 hit points, that's at least a hit. So that puts me up to 19. That's something at least. So 5, 10.
2 con
actually,
saves.
I was gonna say these riggings. Is that difficult terrain to get up there? Or what's the
not really. It's basically just climbing over some shallow boxes. Not difficult.
Okay. 1, 2.
I'd imagine it's like a staircase.
Basically,
3.
yeah.
Oh, I'm so ready for my turn.
4. Yep, Ahran's going to stand there, so I'm going to need some saving throws from the 2 drowned and the hag.
You're shitting me. All failed again. A 7, a 5, and a 1.
Let's go.
Alright. 15 radiant damage.
Nice. Still standing.
Alrighty.
Ahran. Or, is that... I'm assuming that's you?
Yeah, that's done.
Brah.
15
Brah.
foot zone.
How you doing this?
This way.
Okay.
So it's a 2d10. Let's hope.
What's the con save?
The con save is my constitution. It's a dexterity save.
Okay, 19...
It's a
you
8
rolled a
plus-
19...
19 definitely passes.
Okay, dirty 20. He has a plus
Yeah, that
1,
also
so-
passes. So half damage. Well, let's hope. Please. No, my god.
I do need to roll a con save to see if you can keep up the insect plague. That's a 4, so no.
Oh, yay.
So that is these two. Yeah, I'll go for these two.
Oh. The other guy? Okay, hang on.
Uh,
Other guy
it's
does
just
pass.
him and
Sorry,
him.
no, he fails. Sorry. He fails, rather.
Yeah, it's him and
What
him.
was it? 6?
6, yep. And the hag takes 3 since she passed.
Boy is still standing, but he's looking like a piece of bacon. Waterlogged bacon.
All right. Let's go for the hag. Does that hit?
Hits.
Level 2 smite as well. That's a 2, so I get to re-roll. Very cool. Man. 3 better. And a 3d8. Let's see. Kablam. Oh, let's go,
Oh my
baby.
god!
30 damage.
Holy
Okay, one
fuck.
moment. You may have just killed it, but this guy has one final trick up his sleeve. Ah! As you knock it down, it seems to die, but then the light returns as it stands at 1 HP.
Ah, it's got that undead resilience.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Do you have anything to...
Nuisance.
I was gonna say, except that doesn't usually work if it's killed by radiant damage.
Let me double check, actually. Hang on.
I know it doesn't work like that on zombies. It might be this is a tougher breed of undead, but
Yeah,
It's alright.
it's considered undead fortitude, so unless never mind. Nope, you are correct. Actually, I didn't notice that. It's dead. Actually, was that radiant? What did you use?
he used it.
Smite. It's smite, so yeah.
Well, that's actually dead. Good catch, Gold. Thank you.
I am fair in all things.
Well,
Uh.
as the hag drops dead, the other creatures seem to almost like shiver in pain, but are still active. This is the second time Nyullrin's fucked a boss mechanic I had planned.
Just in case, even if she had survived with 1 HP, I had a guaranteed 2 damage on her, and she would have still died.
But what do you mean?
From equipment
why'd
you
damage?
gave me, by the way. The gauntlets. The gauntlets that you gave me deal an extra 2 damage once per long rest with Divine Smite.
Well, it doesn't matter. Well, no, that attack already occurred. So it doesn't.
Okay.
If it's reduced to 0 HP, if it passes a con save, it keeps 1 HP.
Ah, okay.
So
Well,
the extra damage wouldn't have effect.
I only have Shield of... I only have a bonus action left, so Shield of Fate. Kablam. That's it for me.
Dirk, the hag has been slain, but there's still many enemies on the field. Including one going after your beloved.
Yeah, Dirk is just kind of like looking around, like, ah! That is the wrong tool. Ah, for fuck's sake.
Moxie point to sprint over there.
You know what? They got it. Yeah, I'll burn another Moxie point. Sprint on over.
Dirk would look over here and just see Nyullrin caving in the hag's head.
Hit!
Roll the hit.
13.
That hits.
Alrighty. 8 points of bludgeoning.
Still standing.
Alrighty. And second attack. 17.
That hits.
For 13 points of bludgeoning.
Barely standing.
Barely standing.
Barely standing.
Fuck. Well, that's my turn.
Melana's got it.
Melana's steering the
Maylana
ship.
is going to draw her pistol and
That
shoot
works.
at it. What the fuck?
Did she roll a 1?
She doesn't have it.
She rolled a
doesn't have it.
3 and a 4. She's got decent pluses, but this thing has an AC of 11 and she didn't hit it.
Imagine she goes to fire, click, click.
Shit. Yeah, actually that's what happened. She draws her pistol, click, click. As she looks at it,
The
fuck,
gunpowder's wet.
wet.
Yeah.
The big boy here is going to pummel. Pummel. Okay, that is a 7 and a nat 20. Jesus Christ, what is with all fucking nat 20s tonight?
Meets it, beats it, right?
Nat 20s?
Is it a critical success or?
Yeah, crit. He crit.
Ah, okay.
So that is... Alright, I need you to roll a con save real quick.
Kablam.
Okay, you're good. That is you're getting hit for...
You're gonna hurt.
Alright. Oh, you're shitting me. I just noticed he actually has 3 attacks, not 2 attacks.
Uh-oh.
Didn't
What?
matter, he still missed his 3rd attack.
Nice.
Alright, so you were hit for a whopping +3, so that's 16 points of bludgeoning.
Oof. There we go.
Is it starts or ends? In
I think it's both.
What?
No, not both. Like, when it enters and when it ends its turn, I think is the description.
okay.
For
For Spirit Guardian.
when it starts its turn.
Oh, okay. Ahran, go ahead and roll.
Alright, Spirit Guardians. Ba-ba-da-beep-boop-beep. Bam.
They're both dead regardless. Good job. They had exactly 7. One had 1 HP, the other had 7. So
Brilliant.
they just win you just won regardless.
Man, Spirit Guardians. It's like Fireball, but for clerics.
A continuous moving fireball.
Oh wait. Nope. Alright, that's blue off the field. Good shit. Brett is going to slash at Nyullrin. That's a 11. That's a miss. Pirates are going to keep doing their thing. Ahran, there's 2 big boys in front of you.
Alright. We're going to step forward.
Yep. Con saves for both of them.
Do it again. Yeah.
And it is a 18 and a 16.
Oof.
So they succeed, but they're still going to be taking, let's see, 11 damage?
I round up, so 12.
Okay, 12 damage.
Still standing, but ouch, owie, owies.
Owie owies. Let's keep that up then. We're gonna move the spiritual weapon over to here and have it attack the big boy.
Roll a hit.
Let's
That
go.
hits.
10 force damage. And we'll yeet a firebolt at that guy. For 8 points of fire damage.
Still standing.
Alright.
Still stand.
Not bad. Ends my turn.
Can since I have 2 attacks, can I hit him with a melee attack and then do a ranged attack?
Go ahead.
I can, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Smash his kneecaps.
that hits. He's dead.
Broke
He had
his
2 HP.
kneecaps.
Yep.
Alright, what is the distance? I can't see, fuck. There we go. 75. Javelin is... Ooh, that would be disadvantage, so I'll just shoot a longbow. Okay, never mind. I won't shoot a long.
It hits the bench.
That's it for me.
Dirk, the last monster is standing before you.
Weird. I swear he should have had a turn before me, but
What?
he hasn't taken a turn.
Oh yeah, I accidentally forgot. So, I missed him on his turn.
Would you like to give him a turn?
I mean, if you're okay with it.
Yes.
All right, sounds good. Does a 15 hit?
I believe that just meets.
All right, that is 6 points of bludgeoning as he slashes across your chest with a large tentacle, sort of chitinous barnacle growth on his arm, being used as like a baseball bat. Just.
Oh, you're gonna regret that.
Does he got anything he can use? Not really. All right. Oh wait, hang on. What? Okay, hang on. How the fuck did I miss this? Hang on.
Do they have a super duper attack or something?
Yeah, hang on. Well, not super duper. It's decently weak, but it's actually still pretty useful. How the fuck? God damn it! I'm realizing I remembered this. I just fucking forgot to actually use it during the fight. Because I'm a dumbass. Okay. Anything within. Well, there's only one thing that goes to. I'm actually going to change what attack he used. If you're okay with that, because you're going to kill this guy. He's at 1 HP.
I guess. Sure.
Alright, it's not going to make really any difference. It's just going to be... I want to use this one ability. Okay, give me a dex saving throw. Oh, wait, no, this is a bonus action. Never mind, it's still... Alright, no, yeah, dex save real quick.
God fucking damn it!
Yes! Okay. As you punch it as it slams its claw into you, you see it's like a bulge around its throat begins billowing out much like a frog's before it begins belching a massive stream of water at you, striking with the force of a pressure washer. As you're going to take 2d6 bludgeoning. 12. You take 12 points. Oh, wait. Is it 2d6? Yeah, 2d6. You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage from water.
Oh, joy. So...
For a total of 18. Yeah, 18 points of damage in total. As now it's your turn.
Well, as a... What is it? No, I'm not gonna use that.
Oh, you're also pushed 5 feet back. Sorry. Ooh.
Well, I'm gonna move back up,
Yeah,
and we're just going to smack him. If I can access my character sheet. Yep. 16.
Yeah, he's dead.
All right. Ow!
Melana just looks to you and just says, "My hero." As she hard starboards the ship, swerving to evade the rapid storms. The ship bends and creaks and rocks and billows and struggles, the timbers creaking and cracking as the ship struggles and breaks against the waves. The next hour is a blur of motion and energy. Soon enough, the faint glow of the water begins to fade away as you enter back into more traditional storm waters. But even still, the journey does not get any calmer, with many of the crew having fallen and joined the tides. You all have to pull double duties in order to help keep the ship afloat. Many of the crew are awoken from their beds and rush up to the surface, up to the main deck to help. And so, as the night drags to a close, you all are given a moment's rest. But soon enough, the storm fades away. The rain begins to die down. The clouds loom overhead as the moon pierces through the heaven. And soon enough, you're back on your journey, unaffected, unmoored, and unrestricted. The rest of the trip is uneventful. A few small resupply missions here and there, one or two close encounters with a would-be band of pirates, but otherwise there is no event of major note in the rest of your journey. Finally, after nearly 2 months at sea, ahead, you see the silhouette of a city approaching. A great city stretching out across the bay. Tall stone walls, tall buildings, a masterwork of stone, wood, and timber. Welcome to the city of Lanchester. This magnificent city is the capital of the Kingdom of Lun. It is one of the premier powers of Leighton Bay. It is from here that the Lundanites have established the heart of their trading empire. Their sailors and warriors renowned across the world, with many notable explorers faring from this fair island. The city dwarfs Florence by several orders of magnitude. And as you sail into port, overhead you see flying in the wind a banner, a blue field with a golden rose sigil on a blue field. As you all, you've gotten the benefit of a long run at this point.
I was going to say, how long were we at sea for? Like, we would have had to be at sea.
Months.
Yeah, okay.
You stopped off once or twice, but it's been a while.
All right.
You're scurvy.
You had citrus. Lemons.
We had the lemons.
And then we also had lay on hands just in case to cure the disease anyway.
Dirk takes a bite of the whole lemon, peel and all.
Maylana just would pat Dirk on the head and just be like, "No, that's not how it's done," and she'll like show the proper way.
Dirk is proficient in cooking tools. He knows how to do it. I'm just making a bit.
Okay.
No, he just likes. He's like, no, I know. I just like them this way. It shows the lemon who's boss.
It's bitter and sour.
In the cover.
As the Huntress docks, and you all begin to unload, Milana wishes you all well. We'll be in town for a couple more days, but we do have business to attend. We do have to get back to our charter sooner or later. But we'll probably be in the region for a little while longer, but well, can't stay forever.
I understand. We have our things to do here, too. And hopefully it's quick.
She just nods and just says, I hope so, too. We'll keep in contact.
Aye.
You see her reach into her sleeve as she pulls out a small earring and offers it to you guys.
Dirk will take it.
It's a message earring.
Ooh.
Essentially, when you want to, you can give me a call. You see her like point to her ear where you see a similar earring, and she just says, I used to give it to my first mate so we could talk on wherever he happened to be on the ship or on land.
Dirk, after
She then just whispers something to Dirk. I will DM it to you.
I'm gonna say, Dirk, after a moment of holding the earring, will actually just put it on.
As she pulls away from the whisper, she would give Dirk a little kiss on the forehead.
Dirk once again does like the Studio Ghibli shudder thing, before just sort of smiling, a pretty genuine smile, and will kind of place a hand on her shoulders and just stare a bit.
She mimics the gesture back, holding for a few moments before not foreman.
A deckhand.
I use the term for like the guy who works at the docks and oversees things. I used it at the village.
Shipmaster? No, not ship. Portmaster?
Yeah, portmaster.
Harbor master.
Harbor master, thank you, yeah. The harbor master approaches a sort of a list in hand as he just says, "Pardon me, madam. Would you happen to be this here ship's captain?" She looks to Dirk and just gives him a smile before turning. Yes, that would be me. We have some cargo to unload, I'm assuming. Oh, that's right, miss. Well, come over here. Let's get this over with. I got more business to attend to, and you're just one of them. Well, with the king's coronation and all that, we got a lot of business to attend to. She nods as she moves over and begins speaking with him.
Before she pulls away, Dirk will still have his hand on his shoulder, and she begins to just walk away. His hand will just trail down her arm, catching her hand, and he's actually going to pull her in for a kiss.
She is caught by surprise, but doesn't like resist. Like she's like, "Oh shit!" Her eyes kind of going wide.
Does she do the tail sproing?
Yep.
And ever...
The harbor master looks at this like, oh, okay. As he's just like jotting a little note down. Just like trying to look busy. Right.
Yeah. Dirk will let go. It's like, in case we don't see each other again.
She just smiles at him and just says, damn well better.
I'm hard to kill. He just smiles.
She chuckles before moving over to the harbor master.
Nyullrin would turn to Ahran and whisper to him, "Looking at them, I miss my betrothed."
Ahran looks surprised. You have a betrothed?
Well, I don't know anymore. I am most likely considered dead at home.
Well, that's technically correct. It's not their fault you got better. I'm sure she'll be quite happy to see you're still in one piece.
If she hasn't married someone else already, it was a political arrangement.
So I see. Right, you are a noble, after all.
As you both are talking, interrupting quite rudely, you hear the prophet's voice in all of your heads. Good. You finally arrived. I sensed your arrival. It is most timely. Follow along the coast, and you will find along where the sea meets the land, you will find the entrance to a cave. Come inside. There is much we have to discuss.
And I'm guessing that's where we end it?
Not just yet. Almost.
Okay. Ahran will look over to Dirk as we're heading away from his girl. I'm guessing you heard that too?
Ruined the moment.
Alright. Let's do what he says. Along the coast we go. What's the weather like?
It is cloudy, a bit chilly. In stark contrast to Florency, it is cloudy and overcast, a chill on the wind, and it looks like it only recently it was raining earlier today. So the ground is still pretty wet.
Ahran pulls his cloak about him. Gotta say, I'm quite jealous of that fur coat you have. What? I'm just... Ahran's pulling his cloak around him. He's like, what? It seems nice to not have to freeze your tail off. Come on, let's get moving.
You wouldn't have this issue if you were descended from a silver dragon.
There are many issues. Yes, I'm sure I wouldn't.
Dirk still seems quite distracted, kind of looking back towards the docks before finally turning away.
Ahran smiles faintly. He's not gonna tease Dirk about this or anything, though. Funnily enough, he's kind of grown attached to
The lunatic.
He's still absolutely terrified of Dirk sometimes, but kind of likes him.
Where the hell are we going?
Along the shore, looking for a cave.
You travel for several minutes, about 15 or so, and you don't seem to notice anything, but you hear his voice say, "Ah, you're here. Move along. You're here. Come in. Come inside."
I think he's having a glitch.
Uh-oh. Oh no! Why would you post your token? No, why would you put it?
I mean, I thought I was supposed to.
I didn't tell you where to put it, though.
That we can see.
Here, I'll put you all down where you're supposed to go. Anyway, investigating along the length of your hand at some point would along the length of the sea wall. Your hand would sink into the stone, moving it around. There appears to be a false face to this cliff. Stepping through the magical barrier, you enter into a cave. Can you guys see your tokens?
Yep.
Feel free to move. Nyullrin, you sense something. A dull, familiar warmth filling you to your soul. It's a good feeling. Ahead, you hear the trickle of water. As you all advance, you see a small pond. Inside, lily pads and small water reeds cling to kiss the water's surface.
Oh.
On the opposite bank, you see the old man, Prophet, sitting on an old, decrepit stool, a fishing rod in hand, and a small campfire beside him.
Well, you've made a cozy place for yourself.
Indeed. Dirk, as you round the corner, you are stunned by what you see ahead of you.
Holy shit.
Nyullrin,
One is a...
you are even more so. As you round the corner, sitting behind the prophet, you see a white tree with blooming flower bulbs. Flying between the branches are small white moths and butterflies, but they seem frozen in place, or rather, almost frozen in time. You know what Ahran, you can roll religion. Nyullrin, you know what this is immediately. This...
rolling religion. Yeah, it's fucking time dragon bullshit. I don't know.
This is an elder tree, a major symbol of the faith of Aegon. These trees are essentially believed to be seeds planted in the world by Aegon himself in order to stabilize the flow of time. Nyullrin, you are standing in a place that has been touched by the hand of your god.
Nyullrin gets down on his knees immediately and begins uttering prayers.
Ahran is going to look over to the old man. I'm guessing the tree is significant to your particular patron.
Indeed. When I arrived here, I was confused and dazed. I walked for some time before I felt the warm pull. And what I found a harbor. This tree shields the confines of this cave from the eyes of Dagos Amasu. It protects us. Here we can live without fear of his touch. And from here we can plan and prepare. The old man then stands and just says, there is much work to do. And that is calling.
Okay. I didn't want to say I told you so, Nyullrin, but I told you so.
Listen, give me a moment here, okay? I'm worshiping my tree.
Right.
Okay, so technically, to be specific, to be clear on something real quick, Nyullrin, because it is relevant to you, it is not necessarily the tree itself that is considered sacred, but the butterflies and moths that fly with its embrace. Those are the sacred aspects. The sapling itself it's all considered sacred, but it's the moths and the butterflies that is the part of it. The tree is simply their home, but it's the moths and butterflies, and I can give theological explanations later. I'm tired.
Metamorphosis.
It's like the coat of the moth from Elder Scrolls.
Yeah. Exactly. It is literally as Gold says. It is the metamorphosis, the growth of life, the caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly, and death. It is said that the phase of the world, the state of the world is depicted in the life of these butterflies. If the world is in a time of balance and peace, they are in flight, they are beautiful, they are resplendent. If it's in a time of destruction, they will fall and wither and die. If it's in a time of growth and rebirth, they will cocoon.
How do they look now?
Investigating, to your horror, you would spot that while there are still some in air, many have fallen and are sprawled upon, many have fallen to the ground. This is if there was ever a more poignant sign of how dark this time has become, it is this.
To Dirk, it's just a glowing tree.
Yeah, to Dirk, it's a glowing tree with bugs that seem frozen in time and space. It's just hovering in the air.
Ahran is like, this is probably religiously significant to the Time Dragon, but I don't quite get it.
And Nyullrin falls to his knees and hits his hand on the ground and oh, fuck.
And he's doing it again. Dirk will just turn to the prophet. Let's cut to the chase. The fuck do we need to do?
Well, are you still filming?
Yes.
Okay, I was going to say we have work to be done would be the end for the mission.
You saying that would
so
probably be a nice thing to say.
I think I did, but I don't think anyone heard.
You said there was work that needed to be done. You didn't say that's where we're ending the session.
Oh yeah, I think I accidentally muted my mic when I said that.
God damn it, son.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Me and my wired headset that has the mute button on the wire about halfway down its length, so
Stop
it's
fidgeting with it.
constantly on.